Happy New Year, everyone. I feel like my New Year is just beginning to start just because I fell sick like on the 30th of December last year and kind of just like started off slowly into the year. I'm going to be talking about my intentions for the new year. So I've always like said that I'm not about the New Year resolution life. Like from when I was young, I thought it was a cool thing. Like I'm not a part of the New Year, New Me movement. You get me? So yeah, I don't make resolutions per se. Like I would write down my goals and all of that, but I don't make resolutions per se. But this year, however, I think that it is important to set like an intention of some sort, like a general one. Obviously, I have goals and things that I'm looking forward to, but yeah, these are my intentions for the new year for 2025. And I'm generally just like going forward in life. So there are four like things that I really want to that I want to be more intentional about embodying in 2025 and beyond in my life. The very first one will be embodying shamelessness, which is something that I've already been working on for a few years now. I've just realized like to be truly happy, at least what I think is to be truly happy for me, one has to be shameless enough to be themselves, you know. And like I think I've had a very interesting relationship and experience with shame generally growing up. Like I've had so much of it just stored in my body and in my awareness, and I've just felt bad, dirty, and all of that. Like when I try to show up in ways that embody or represent my truth and authenticity. For example, if I were dancing and like whining my waist or that type of thing, especially when I was younger, I'll just feel like it's a bad thing that I'm doing. And then for the longest time I'll say, you know, I'm shy, and shy is such a cute word, right? But like when you really like examine the word shy, you're talking about shame. And so like for the last few years, it's been like something that I've been working on for the longest, to let go of shame. Like, you know, yeah, and just like my relationship with that word, you know, when people say you know this shame. I remember like saying this to my cousin one day, so you don't have shame. Like when people say that, they say it like an insult. You don't have shame, you need this shame. Well, I think it's a powerful thing to not have shame. You know, like something a friend of mine said a long time ago that has really stuck with me. She says, you can't shame the shameless. Like, and the word shameless too, for the longest time, has just been like, that shameless. It's like, it feels like an insult. It is not. It is such a powerful thing. It is such a beautiful thing to not have shame, to not feel shame in your body, to not feel shame about your truth. And so, like, going forward in my life as a human being and also as an artist in my music and the way that I sing, dance, you know, create, I want to be shameless. I want to show up without shame. I want to show up unapologetically. So that's one thing that I'm very intentional about. The second thing will be actually just ditching the nice girl act. Like if you know me, I'm a very nice person, and like a lot of times, like I think I've trained myself to. I don't think like my niceness was natural, like, oh, she's just a nice girl. No, I think that I've trained myself to be nice to people, to recognize the humanity in people and be empathetic and like speak to people how they would speak to me. But also, there's a cat trying to leave my window. Papa! But also, another part of that nice girl act, of that niceness, has just been like a mechanism for me to protect myself. Like I haven't been like conscious of it this whole time, but now I am. Like a large part of that has been from a subconscious thought that if I'm nice to people, they would not hurt me. What? Like if I'm nice to people, they will not hurt me, you know. So it's just like a thing to keep me safe. Like they will not harm me directly or indirectly if I'm like really nice to them. And so like I'm tired. It's time to drop all of that. And I saw something recently. I cannot quote it like how it was said exactly, but the point of it was that when you're being nice, you know, to get people to like you or look out for you or whatever, that is like a manipulation of sorts. And yeah, I'm ready to drop it. I mean, also, as fucking nice as I've been, like a lot of people have tried it with me. Like they fucked around and they didn't find out because I was still like too docile and nice. And like I think a part of me is interested in exploring who I am as a mean girl, who I am in my villain era. And like I don't, it doesn't mean like I'm going to go about, you know, being mean to people, but that means like checking people, setting boundaries, not be like letting it be okay to hurt people's feelings. And when I say hurt people's feelings, not like I'm just gonna go out and hurt your feelings, but like if you overstep my boundaries and I have to set that, I have to like check you and it's going to hurt your feelings. It's fine if it's going to hurt your feelings. I'm protecting myself. And like I also need to be very cautious and conscious about the way that I go about this, because I realize like there's also a lot of anger. Like this year, late last year and early this year, there has been a lot of like anger just coming up with regards to like when I think about situations that I've been in that I didn't stand up for myself the way that I should have, and like when I think about the different people that have quote unquote done me dirty, looked down on me, like just acted in ways that were not nice to me, and like I didn't stand up for myself. Like I said, every time I think of that, I'm just like, "Ugh, I wish I said this, I wish I did this." So all that rage is still there. So I need to be also like careful in going forward and quote unquote checking people, because I think there might be a tendency for me to pack all of the things that I was supposed to have given to other people and just like dumped it on somebody else, and I don't want it to be that. So yeah, I need to be conscious of it. The third thing that I'm intentional about this 2025 is owning my beauty, owning the gift of my beauty. Oh my god. I went on TikTok, right? And I used the age filter thing. There's this age filter thing that, you know, it'll show you right now how you most likely look when you're older. And for some people, you know, they still look cute, whatever. And some people, like, it really goes hard on them, like, it's just like, bam, you're gonna look old and weathered. And when I did mine, it didn't really go easy on me. Like the difference between like me looking aged and young was so intense. I was like, what is this, how I'm going to look? Like it was intense. It wasn't age gracefully type shit. No, it was you are aging. And like that's not the motivation for this, but I'm just putting that out there to like, that was like a further like affirmation of what I have already like come into in this part of my life, that I need to embrace my beauty as a gift, because this shit don't last forever. Okay, black does crack, you know. It might not be now, it might not be your 40s, 50s, 60s, but at some point you're gonna get old. And when I even say crack, like the youthful beauty, this like youth, this beauty and innocent look or whatever, it's not always going to be there. Let's not deceive ourselves, right? My relationship to beauty, specifically my beauty, my pretty, has been very, very interesting the whole of my life, and it has begun to change only recently. For a large part of my life, I've always identified with this, like with this beauty of mine, like as a construct in my head. Like I've always identified, I don't know how to really explain this. I've always identified with it so much. Like I've made it like an important, like an integral part of my identity, that it became a prison for me. Like I'm just like, this is a pretty girl thing. Like, oh, I don't know how to explain this. Like, the label of being pretty for a long time, instead of like appreciating it as a gift that it is, I've identified with it this whole time, and it's just been like, okay, I have to show up in this way. So because I've said to myself that I'm this pretty girl, I'm this beautiful girl, I've identified with that so much and what pretty means, that there are certain ways that I did not let myself express, even from when I was young, like in secondary school, for example, when we got to like the gates of the school, every pidgin English, because normally in my house we speak pidgin, right? But once you get to the school gates, everything leaves. I can't speak it. Like, I'm just like, no, that's too, raz. I don't want them to see me raz. So like, it's like anything I feel does not fit into this box of pretty, posh, perfect. I don't let myself do it. And so like in that way that it became a prison, right? For me, and not letting me actually show up in the ways that I wanted to show up, because if it felt like it wasn't fitting the box, then it was weird, right? Um, but recently, thankfully, I have come to see it for what it is and just like release that idea and that like identification. I have come to see beauty for what it really is, and it's such a beauty, such a liberating thing to see that beauty is a gift. It's a gift, like it's a gift. I've come to see the power in being like physically attractive, and like, let's not lie, like when someone is like, undeniably attractive and beautiful, like there's a certain, there are perks that come with it. Pretty privilege, what I'm talking about. Pretty privilege, yes, it's powerful. It affects people in ways, like people want to be people want to people want to be friends with you, they want to associate with you, some of them hate on you, some of them feel triggered by you, whatever, but it's such a powerful thing that it moves people, and like it has the potential to get you things, favors, aside from that, just the experience of seeing and experiencing a beautiful person is just like wow. And also, even for me as a beautiful person, just the experience of dressing up my beauty, like, oh, today I'm gonna, for example, do my goddess locks, and I'm gonna put like a kajal or something, I'm gonna wear choker and I'm gonna look this way. It's fun to do, it's fun to like bleh, bleh, accentuate. It's fun to oh my god. It's fun to play up, okay? It's fun to play up the beauty and just like experience it, take pictures. All of that is a gift to play with. It is a gift that, is here while it's here and it's gone when it needs to be gone. It's not something to be like, oh, this is mine. No, something to enjoy while it's here and use to its advantage. So yeah, I really like that. So for me now, I'm really going to embrace my beauty, flaunt it, appreciate it, play it up, play with it, like, and all of this is not from a place of like personal merit, like, yeah, I did this, because I didn't fucking do shit. God did this, and I'm not even trying to sound humble or anything. I don't know how to piece together a nose this perfect. I don't know how to piece together like eyes that look this, oh my god. I don't know how to piece together this skin, right? And like before now, I used to be so like careful about like hyping myself up, or really like owning the fact that I'm beautiful, and appreciating my own self, like, because I always felt like it'd be too I'll be too proud. I know that at some points in my teenage years or whatever, when I was younger, I've had to just learn to like tone down and shrink so that other people, especially girls, will not feel threatened by me or my shine. It's just beyond even my beauty, just showing up in the ways that I want to show up. I'm just like, I don't want them to be mad at me for shining too much. And like I've toned down a lot of my self and beauty. And so for now, I'm just like, now I realize that that's just the fucking lie. It's like I see something outside of myself, because when I see people that are beautiful, I appreciate them. It's like, you're beautiful, I see it, and it's a beautiful thing, I appreciate it. So what makes people, what makes you think that I don't see my own? Like if you like, it's like seeing a nice painting, right? Everybody is like, this is a nice painting. We all agree that it's a nice painting. We all see it. And so if in the case that the painting can also see itself, the painting has eyes and taste just like you do, and can also say, oh look, I'm a nice painting. Like this thing that I have is nice. So it's like I see what everybody else sees and I appreciate it just as everybody else does. That's what it is. It's not like a perfect type shit. So yeah, I'm gonna be very, very much unapologetic about like really owning my beauty, flexing it. It's a gift. I'm going to fucking flex that shit this year and going forward in life. Yeah. The fourth one, I need to be intentional about. This is the most. This is probably the most important one for me, and it's discipline. Um, my relationship with the word discipline has just I've always just thought it's just a boring ass word and concept that just takes the fun out of everything. Discipline. I remember like I'm sure it came up in our high school anthem or even like primary school anthem or some shit. High school, secondary school, please. I'm sure it came up in our secondary school anthem or some shit. I'm sure it's always just been such a boring word that makes you want to do boring shit. Um, but I have seen how like discipline is needed for happiness. And this idea I just put out now that discipline is needed for happiness. I actually bumped into it, I think last month on, I think it's Till Swan. She said something around that, and it really struck me. It makes sense. It makes absolute sense to me because I know the things that I need to do to get me where I need to go, but it is the discipline to do them consistently enough to get results that has been my issues. It is a discipline to keep showing up every day, even when I don't feel like it. I'm talking about when it comes to getting money, when it comes to getting fit, when it comes to like improving my mental health, when it comes to like really raising my vibration to embody like my truth. There are things that I know that if I discipline myself to do every day, I will get the results I want. If I discipline myself to write lyrics every day, I'll get better. If I in songwriting, if I discipline myself to practice singing and maybe show up to learn an instrument every day, I'll get better in music. If I discipline myself to put out content consistently in my music, and my music will be pushed. You get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be struggling, but it's discipline is a huge fucking like key in our lives. If I discipline myself to show up on my yoga mat and meditate every day, I'm gonna be one of the most coolest human beings on earth because I will be so in touch with my truest self and show up that way in everything I do, which is what I really want out of life. And like this is one, I'm not saying it's the root, but this is one like way to help me embody that. So why am I not doing these things that I desire? Why am I not doing these things that will give me what I desire if I really want it? If I discipline myself in my businesses, I will not be worried about money again, like legit. Like I'll get everything I want out of my businesses, even without like waiting for music to quote unquote blow me. I will get everything I want and chill. So why am I not doing it? As I'm just saying it right now, just like so yeah. Discipline is something that I have to accept now because I see like even in terms of me as my appearance and my weight, I'm adding so much weight, and I know that it is my habits. It's the way that I've been living my life. I'm eating carelessly. I'm not working out. I'm working from home. I don't do a lot of movement. It's crazy. Like my whole midsection can tell you the story, right? So if I discipline myself, I'll get back the body that I want. Cause don't even be fooled. More a sexy ass body. Yeah. And yeah, so I need to be intentional about discipline. I think the first thing for me is just actually just accepting that discipline is an important part of whatever it is I want to get out of life. Um, yeah, that's four things. I don't want to do more thinking again. on this. So yeah, if you stayed till the end of this video, please subscribe to Mexica. Yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm trying to take this shit seriously. Trying to take content creation seriously. I intend to take building my community seriously and sharing more of myself, whatever. So yeah, thank you for staying till the end.